What is going on, guys? It is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to talk about this this news that happened on last Dynamite of CM Punk, the main man, the best in the world, is finally making his way back to AEW. It's official, but I can't feel helped that AEW dropped the ball again. And what I mean by dropping the ball is the fact that they announced CM Punk's return rather than have it be a surprise. Everyone knows he's going to be there now, so it's now, even though we knew he was gonna be there, that pop won't be as the same. People in the crowd, in the announcement, it was a mixed reaction, which is still a reaction regardless. Whether Punk will be a heel or a baby face is to be determined. I think he should be a baby face, because he is their best face in the company there. Should be the world champion since never lost it. And before some people be like, some dumbass fucking said on Twitter, they're like, oh, well, Finn Balor lost his title. Here we are. I'm like, dude, Finn Balor surrendered the title in the ring. Punk on television never surrendered the title. It was never formally announced why the title was stripped. Okay. Punk was never formally announced, okay, to why he was no longer champion, why he was injured or whatever, never was said on television. Therefore, Punk should come back as the world champion since he never lost the title. AEW has interim champions, so they've already broken the rules when it comes to wrestling, rules or whatever. Technically, wrestling rules are unofficial, but you get the point. The wrestling rule is usually you have 30 days, and if you don't compete in 30 days with the title or whatever, you get stripped of it. Obviously, WWE, yes, have broken this rule with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, but you get the point. That was always the rule, even though it gets broken now and then, but with AEW, they've pretty much eliminated that rule. They established that their company is about interim champions. They have interim champions because the way they see it is it's supposed to be like, how MMA does it or whatever, even though I've explained on a video a year ago, I believe it was, when I made it, which I'll link it somewhere on here on the up ram corner, to why I think the interim logic is stupid and should be getting rid of. But that will be on that. Like I said, if you guys want to check that out, check that video, and I'll explain why I think it's stupid. But the point being is that is in their company. That is in their company. And, also, as I've said, 2011 Money in the Bank, when he won the title, he was stripped of the title from Vince McMahon. People seem to just ignore that. He was stripped of the title. But then Triple H reversed the decision when he re-signed in the storyline. Okay? Once Triple H was put in charge. Okay? And they had two world champions. They had the John Cena, and then they had CM Punk as the WWE champion, and then they would feud at SummerSlam to determine who the real champion was. This is what they should do when CM Punk comes back. They should have him come back with the world championship and say that he never lost the title, and therefore, thanks to legal, representation or something like that, I am now recognized as the world champion. And then that brings out MJF, and then you start that feud. Now, obviously, this will be in between the whole Forbidden Door pay-per-view storyline, so they'll probably uh, finish that up because I think it's a week after Punk comes back. So when that happens, they'll start this feud up while that feud is going on, and MJF will obviously retain his title at Forbidden Door, and then they could start the against whoever he's feuding with, and then they could go right into a feud between him and Punk for the next pay-per-view, which would be either All In or All Out, since they're both a week apart. They're going to have to do a double build anyways because Tony Khan decided to be stupid and book All In a week before All Out. I still think that is a stupid booking decision, by the way. All Out needs to be moved like to fucking October if you're going to have All In like a week before, or All In needed to be in like October or something like that. I would just move All Out now to like another thing, or if had have All In at like the beginning of August, not end of August. That's the only thing I could have think of. I think they really mishandled, unfortunately, the way they decided to book All In this year with All Out still being around the same time. Point being is that's how you figure this out. And you do that. Now I've heard rumors. We've heard rumors. The Jericho feud with Punk. I don't want to see it. I've already seen it in WWE multiple times. I don't need to see it. I don't like repeat feuds. All right, I really don't. Like, I've already seen that feud in WWE. I don't need to see it again. Okay, we've seen it again, and I don't think it would benefit Punk because I think Jericho would want to beat him since Punk beat him in multiple different matches already. So I wouldn't want to see a Punk Jericho feud in AEW. I know a lot of people want to see Daniel Bryan and Punk in a feud, but I've already seen that in WWE, so I don't really want to see it in AEW. I mean, I think it would be a good match, but I really wouldn't want to see it. I've already seen that match. That match was good in WWE. The matches they had in WWE were great. Like I tell people, when people want to see Daniel Bryan versus Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk, watch the Over the Limit match. That Over the Limit match was fucking phenomenal for the WWE Championship. Even though Over the Limit was a stupid pay-per-view name. That's the only match you'll probably remember for Over the Limit. But I would tell people to go watch that match because that was a great match. Very, very, and obviously very unappreciated by WWE, but still nonetheless should have been the main event over that stupid John Laurinaitis Cena match. But yeah, I want to see that now. A lot of people are saying Samoa Joe, and I think that would be a good match too, but Samoa Joe's been in Ring of Honor, and I don't know how the booking would be handled in that front at that point if they decided to do that. I really don't want to see him versus Kenny Omega. I know a lot of people want to see that match to do this whole behind-the-scenes storyline because of what happened last year, but I really don't want to see it. I really, quite frankly, as you guys should know by now, I really don't give two shits about Kenny anymore or the Young Bucks because of what they did to CM Punk. Being unprofessional pieces of shit. And really should be fired from being EVPs. You guys know my stance on that. What they did was bullshit. Any other person would have been fired for the conduct they did. As EVPs. And of course, Tony decided to keep them, and I resent that still to this day. Because they recently came on an interview and said that they were EVP still, and that's fucking bullshit. Good wrestlers. I never once hated their wrestling ability. As a matter of fact, I didn't even have an issue with them until they did the shit with CM Punk backstage, like other certain people did. Um, but yeah, feud. I'm not sure. I mean, here's the thing though. This whole Collision thing, which the logo is just basically a fucking WCW Nitro ripoff. By the way, here's the thing. If this is gonna be the only show he's gonna be on, like I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna even bother watching Dynamite anymore. If it is true that they're doing some stupid ass brand split or whatever, which again is dumb, WWE really should stop it too, because WWE doesn't even really have a brand split. They lie and advertise a brand split, and it's not really a brand split because they make shit up and have people show up at random times anyways. If they're doing a brand split, it's just fucking dumb. I think it's gonna. I don't know, because they haven't announced a brand split. They just like, I don't know. I don't know if it's a brand split. Here's what I think it is. I don't even think it's gonna be a brand, but I think it's gonna be like what WWE does, where the only difference is they're not gonna say it's a brand split. They're just going to do it, where certain people only show up on one show, yada yada yada, but and others don't. And that's what I think. That's what I think. They're doing. It's just they're not going to actually call it a brand split like WWE calls it a brand split, but they don't actually have a brand split because they have people show up all the time at different shows whenever they feel like it. So if Dynamite, like I said, I have no interest in watching Dynamite if Punk's not going to be on the show. Like, if Punk's not going to show up on Dynamite, I'm not watching. I'm not going to even watch it. I said when Punk comes back, if whatever show Punk's on, I'm going to watch now, because I don't give two fucks about any of these other people that decide to fuck him over and fuck the business, and try to create a serious, competitor, to WWE, and these guys screwed up the business. They screwed it up. Punk was selling out merchandise, selling out arenas, first $1 million gate that they ever got, and these guys ruined that business. And another reason why they should be fired as EVPs. You're hurting the owner that's paying you to be executive vice president. You're hurting his business. And again, this is Tony's fault too, because he hasn't grown a sack and put his foot down on these guys. That's another problem. That is a serious problem in AEW, is that these, say what you guys want to say about Vince, and we know Vince McMahon has lost touch on a lot of the booking stuff these days. But there's one thing we know about Vince: he would never let this shit fly. This shit would have never flied with him. He always made sure that everyone was in check. He had order. He had order in his company. That's the one thing I can't say about Tony right now, with the way he's doing shit right now and letting these guys do their thing the way they're doing their thing. I think we got to give more credit to Cody Rhodes too, because Cody Rhodes was an EVP on this stuff, and he kind of had more command on this shit than I think the Kenny and the Young Bucks did. If Cody had been there, I don't think this shit would have happened. I don't think Cody would have allowed this to happen. If he had still been there when this all went down. But fortunately, Cody went on to do bigger and better things, and that's good for him, and we're loving his WWE run, with the exception of him not winning in WrestleMania this year. But you get what I'm saying, guys. My opinion, CM Punk needs to face MJF to determine who the undisputed AEW World Champion is at All In or All Out, because All Out's in Chicago. You do All In if CM Punk is losing. If you do All Out if Punk is winning, because it's in Chicago. If you're going to do it at All In, then Punk probably will lose to MJF because it will be in the UK, Wembley. If it's in All Out, but if it's in All Out, it's going to be in Chicago. So that's how I'm saying. You're not going to have Punk lose in Chicago, even though technically he did lose to MJF in Chicago already. I don't think they would do it again. So yeah. These kind of my thoughts. I'm happy that Punk's coming back. Hopefully they'll get some new merchandise released soon. You gotta buy that stuff out, guys. Buy that stuff out! Show your support for the #1 merchandise seller. Show your support of who the real AEW World Heavyweight Champion is. Show that, guys, so we can get that feud with MJF. That's what we want to see. Hopefully he'll be on Dynamite again. But we'll have to see, guys. Let me know. Comment, rate. If you like the video of my videos, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for all the latest contents. Thank you. And that is about it. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace. Also, make sure to, besides my YouTube channel, the SS Ultimate Goku, follow on the Twitch, the SS Ultimate Goku, Instagram, the SS Ultimate Goku, and also I do have my own Discord server where we talk about anime dubs, cartoons, sports of wrestling and NFL football, live action, TV shows or live action movies, all that good stuff. So make sure to go and, we can discuss stuff. And now I'm out. Peace.